to experience what I have done in my class. And you are going to explain the same thing later too. You are going to get different learning materials based on the group you choose. So now I hope you are ready. I need you to get your device with you. You are going to scan the QR code. If your device, your mobile device is not available, but you are sitting in front of the desktop, you can click on the link in your chat box then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a list. And now we have how many teachers online? Oh, 68. So how about 80? Do you think other teacher will join later? I'm not sure. How about 90? Okay, 90 is good. All right, I will divide you all into 6 groups. Let's get started. Okay, now, as a teacher, you don't need to have all the students sign by typing their username, password. You know it's going to be a disaster, right? So what you have to do, just show them your QR code. This is the easiest way to invite your student. So if you got your iPad, you can use the camera and scan the QR code. And also for the student who might use Chromebook, they cannot use camera to scan the QR code, you can share the link to the teacher beforehand. So they will click on the link in their Chromebook to log in. And I'm going to put the link in the chat box now. Here we go. So you will see the invitation link in the chat box. No. All right. So if you log in, you will see there are 4 schools, which are the schools which joined in my class last month. So we had 4 schools: Dahu, which is from Taiwan; Montessori Charter School, which is from United States; and we also have International French School in Taipei. It's kind of weird because, they are French, but they live in Taipei. Anyway. And ST Lab this is from Indonesia. So you can choose what school you want to study today. Okay. So if you are in the HiTeach platform, you are supposed to see this slide. So don't forget to log in and then choose a school you want to enroll in today. It's the easiest way to invite all the students around the world. You don't need a student list from the teacher. They just scan the QR code or tap on the link, invitation link. They can join right away. I'm going to enter my name as a student. And I just tap on join. Okay, that's me. Okay, so there are 4 buttons. Just click on one of them. Easy peasy, right? All right, so we have, 11 students choose Dahu and 9 more. That's a good thing because we want all the school has been chosen by some of you, and that would be great because I don't want any of the school is ignored and nobody want to choose. That would be a little bit sad. All right, so we have you all right. So what we're going to do an activity, which means you are going to be a detective. You are going to decode the keyword which is related to invention. What we're going to do, remember I told you that HiTeach can assign different material to different groups. So this is called differentiated, right? So you are going to now we have 4 groups. Each group will have a list of secret number code. And we are going to work as a team, all of us, to decode a secret number together. And that actually will refer to an invention in one of the country which joined the online class. Okay, so let's do it. Now we have 4 groups, right? So let's go back to right here. As the teacher, I can see the bar chart. So all I need to do, I need to click on this, and you can see the button right here This is the place I assign the material to you. It should be here. Okay, here we go. All right, let me do that one by one. And group 2, you are going to get another slide. Group 3, you are going to get yours soon. Okay, group 4, you're going to get your slide too. Here we go. All right, hopefully you all got your secret code list already. Okay, group 1, group 2, yes, awesome. All right, never mind my slide because that's more important. You got yours. Good, thank you. Group 3, do you get yours too? The student who study French school in Taipei, do you get your slide too? Okay, so you're supposed to get a slide of a list of the secret number. Okay, so now here is the challenge. We have the secret numbers 2, 1, 29, 11. Okay, so if you know what letter is for which letter, please put your answer in the chat box. For example, what letter represents number 2? Does anyone know the answer? What letter is for number 2? If you know the answer, write down the letter in the chat box. And we have this invention, they are 5 letters. Good, B. Okay, who got the letter for number 1? Who got the letter? Okay, good, awesome, good for you. So how about 20? What letter stands for 20? T. Probably you know the answer already because this country is quite close to Singapore, right? Okay, number 9. What letter does that stand for? T. Accent. Okay, no, sorry, that's for 20. How about number 9? Who knows? Yeah, that's I. All right, last but not least, 11. What does that stand for? Hey, good for you. All right, awesome. You decode the secret invention, which is batik. Do you know what it is? I didn't know that until last month when the Indonesian student introduced it to us. I thought it was a kind of food because I love Indonesian food a lot, to be honest. It's a kind of what? Maybe you are wearing it right now. Yeah, fabrics. And that's kind of like a very special clothes, right? You can see that the special pattern. So I really like their food, but I just realized what I can find in Indonesia, not just food, they can find their culture, their dance, their clothes. They are so traditional and represent their culture. So that's how we have all the students around the world get to know each other more. If you just show and tell, probably they will have no interest in that. Okay, just another presentation in front of them. But if you do some ice-breaking activity to let them know, okay, now we can work as a team together without a boundary of distance, without a time limits, we can work together as a team. Good. So I have to say, this is good for the student to interact with each other online. And another features in HiTeach is transparent mode, which allow teacher, you can use a lot of tools and you can integrate them with HiTeach feature. So for example, if I'm using the transparent mode, it will look like this. You will still see the toolbars on the right-hand side, right? And then you are going to use the mouse to control all the website you are using on the desktop. So for example, this is the video I showed to all the students in the online class. This is a video about inventors who changed the world.
Inventors who changed the world.
This is about inventors. And this is the book, sorry. I introduced the student how many can be the inventors who changed their world too.
Little Kai liked watching wasps make their delicate nests from strips of bamboo.
I stop here. There's a misunderstanding here. Do you notice that? How is the name pronounced? Kai, right? But do you know who is that guy in the video? How do we say that in Chinese? the person who invented paper is called Tailun, right? But how come it's pronounced as Kai? Because C can pronounce as K. That's kind of misunderstanding, also related to the different pronunciation between countries. So this is a good chance to introduce to that to all the students. The pronunciation quite different from other countries when you are using it. All right, so this is use a lot of tool on the right hand side. For example, I can have them buzzing. For example, here, you are going to see that one. All right, on your screen, what do you see on your screen? Okay, on your device, you probably can see a button for buzzing it, right? So when I count to 3, you will have the right to answer any question I say to you. So for example, according to the video, this guy, what did he invented? What did he invent? So once I press the button, you can answer the question. What did he invent? Right? So now if I press the button, yeah, okay, Jude, if you know the answer, you can unmute yourself or put your answer in the chat box. Who is the guy in the video and what did he invent? So the person who buzzed in and got the correct answer, the teacher can give the student a point as a reward, right? I can use the tool on the right-hand side to have more student activity join this class. Not just sitting there, listen to the teacher, they can do some response. And that's especially important to, intercultural classes because they need to know each other. But the teacher is not standing in front of them. The teacher is in the computer and standing in front of the camera. So the distance were quite long. It's not like close like the real teachers in the classroom. They will feel they are separated. So we need to use this kind of activity to bring their energy back. All right, so yeah, that would be great if we let students enjoy the class and have fun. But what more important is how we can enable students to collaboratively build and share their knowledge using these technology tools. Think about that. If the student sitting in front of the camera and only one person per time can share his or her thoughts. Just think about the picture we saw earlier. Only one student standing in front of the camera, he looks scared. However, the rest of the students sitting in the back, they look bored, right? But now we have HiTeach. So this is very important. How can we have all the students to participate? Even though they don't stand in front of the camera, they still can do something on their device. So this is what I do in my class earlier. I asked after we watched the video about the inventor who changed the world, I asked him some questions about, for example, what abilities do the inventor need to have? And they are going to type short answer because we don't have much time. And you can see on the right-hand side, HiTeach can generate a map, a mind map, based on students' response. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. But before that, I want to enlarge the photos of the questions and the screenshot. So you can see this is the question I brought up in the class, and this is their mind map. All right, maybe it's too small for you, right? How about we do it as the student in the class? Now you see the picture, right? So you are going to work online and the teacher can see what is happening on the screen. So now we're going to do something very exciting, which is I'm going to ask you to cooperate. Okay, let me find out where is it. Okay, this is the mind map. You are going to cooperate, and there are 4 questions here, right? So you can choose any one of them to answer. So we got 6 groups, right? So on your screen, you probably will see you belong to one of the group. So all you need to do, and you don't have it yet, you have to press the button, the handshaking button first. Okay, press the handshaking button and you will go into, that will take you to a whiteboard with the mind map. All you need to do, just select the question you want to answer. Tap on it. Sorry, it should be, what you see on the list is English or Chinese, sorry. Because I don't know what's happening here. So anyway, you see the icon plus, right? That means you can add something behind it. So you can create a knot to expand the mind map. So for example, I want to answer this question. What kind of inventor I want to be? So type on the question you want to answer and tap on plus. And I want to be an inventor who use AI well. So you are going to enter your answer, and don't forget to press the green button to submit. All right. So because I want to go back as a teacher to see what you're working on. So I can see as a teacher, I have the overview of all the students working on their mind map. I can see what they're doing here. See, I can drag them around. I know some students are working on that mind map, and just make sure everyone is working on this. So you've got a minute to work on one of the question in the mind map. And this is very important because sometimes we don't know if students in their group, they are working hard or they are just waiting for one of the students to make all the posts. That's possible, right? So if you can monitor all what's happening in each group, you will go to that group. If you say, hey, you don't do anything, start to do something now. And you can make sure all the students can participate. Of course, if you are doing a cross-culture class, you probably can see the mind map work, it's done by different students from different countries. That would be more interesting. So this is what we expect from a cross-country class. We want to see all the students, even though they are not in the same classroom physically, but they still can work together as a team. All right, 30 seconds more. Try to answer the questions. And once I press the red button at the top, I will stop the mind map generation. So you are not going to do anything after that. Okay, 10 more seconds. Sorry if you are in the car, driving your car, and you have to type something. I'm really sorry about that. But this is about a class. You want all the students can do something in the class, right? You can tell group 6, they are doing well. They have so many answers. Good for group 6. And you can see group 5, they do well things. So as a teacher, now you see some students that are doing well, you can give them points. You can see what I'm doing now. If they're doing great, I can give them points directly assigned to their groups, right? So this is what I do in the class. I don't need to go to their group one by one because that would take too much time. But now I can see all what they're working on, and I don't need to work around. Sorry, sometimes I still have to because I have to make sure no one will, sit back and doing nothing. Okay, time's up. Thank you. If you are not done, it's okay. I'm going to stop it for a while. Okay, let's see what will happen. All right, thank you. Okay, what you see on your screen is, you probably can refresh it one more time. Okay, you can see this is your group result, right? So as student, you can see the result, and also the teacher can see the result from each group. Now we have some tool at the it's the top right corner. Do you see there are some icons here? So here are the icons you can use. So for example, if you want to have the AI to summarize it, you can do it. Okay, let me show you what they are. For example, this is like I can merge all of my map into one, but here I want to have the feature of AI summary first. So if I'm doing it, the AI will summarize the answer from all the groups. Okay, so here is your answers. See? So when you drag around, sorry, I'm not really, okay, that's why. Okay, that's good. So I can drag along to see your answers for each questions. And of course, as a teacher, you need to wrap up to summarize. Okay, I think I got some great idea. Yes, abilities that invention have are critical thinking. They need to have creativity. They need to be curious about everything. Like Tai Luan, he was curious about wasps to build their nets, right? Quite weird guy, huh? All right, and also if you want to be an inventor, who you want to be or what you want to be in the future. So these are the answer I got. So you can have further discussion based on their answer, not just the material from you. So good for you. You're doing great. Thank you so much. And then you type back. Okay, so now you have everything back. If you want to zoom in or you want to make the mind map smaller, you can do so. So you can see back to the SEN, they emphasize a very keyword I'm really interested in, SLS. I think it stands for Student Learning Space. Their goal is to make students to learn better, to have teacher to teach better. And I'm not sure about the third one. Probably they want all the strategy or the structure for the policy will be built linear. That means everyone will get to the point. So if we are going to do that, HiTeach you can submit all the slides to student right away. So you can see that. You can see that, right, on your slide. In student slide, you are going to see this. And then you can talk with your classmates. Okay, what do you see from this photo? Why the cultures and invention, they are related, right? So you can see the printing press was invented because they have the need to spread the knowledge. It would take too much time if they have to copy the books by hand. That's why they push the invention of printing press. And the paper we talk about that. Why bamboo? Why bamboos? Because in China, bamboo is used in different ways. They are bamboo chairs. They draw bamboos in their painting. So the idea of bamboo has been rooted in their culture. So that's why invention and culture, they are so related. So now back to HiTeach. So you can push further discussion among students. And also, I have something for you later. All right, first of all, you will see the picture on my screen, right? All right, I'm going to push it to you right now. You got second slide. Let the item be dragged here, for example. Yeah, it's draggable. How come hopefully it's working this time. All right. Yeah, it's back. Okay, now you can use the arrow to drag them. Okay, so now we have 4 countries. Forget about the answer slide you got. Now, as a student, you have to guess. There are 4 kinds of chopstick. Which kind of chopstick is using which country? We have the country, they are Korea, China, and Japan. They all use chopstick. Do you know the differences? Right? So you can match them, right? So here, like for example, I randomly assign them. You can put them anywhere you want. And don't forget, you can submit it now. Okay? There is a paper airplane. Just submit your answer. Okay, so if you got it, you can come back here and see the result. Okay, someone did it already. Thank you. I should give you more time. If you want to submit your answer, you're free to do so. Thank you. And you will know the answer. So students can discuss with each other, try to arrange the icon. And I have to say, I didn't notice the differences between chopstick before I conduct this class. So it's exciting to be teacher because you want to prepare a lesson for students. You will explore more possibility to generate a creative lesson for your student, to explore the culture differences and similarity. This is pretty cool. If you don't get it right, that's okay. You can just write your answer on the board directly. There are multiple ways. Thank you. All right, thank you. So I can put them all. There are many, right? So Maybe I just select some of them. For example, here, this is from one of the students. You can see, okay, this is China, Vietnam, Korea, and Japan. And maybe you can ask her, why you think that way? Because due to the limited time, we probably cannot ask you one by one. But now since we collect all the answer from the student, we can paste them in onto the board. Let me see, maybe just do it like that. Okay, I can have to select 9 at a time. Remember, I have to select 9. So maybe I will select the first 9. I don't remember. They are 9. Should be 9, right? Let me scroll down. Okay, that's enough for us, right? Okay, now we can paste them here. New page. So I can see all the answer from each student, right? And then after the discussion, we can tell them the answer. This is the answer. So the reason why the Japan they have pointed chopstick because they are used to eating fish, and fish, you know, fish meat, you need to use pointed chopstick so that you can pick the meat up. So of course they know how different kind of food probably will generate different kind of chopstick. That's why we got from idea from the invention. All right, and then there's another website I use a lot. It's called Little Inventor. It's a very amazing website. I can't wait to introduce that to you because this is the website I believe is from Australia. If you got kids, you can have them to draw a blueprints of the invention in the future. So like this one. If you are you love to drink tea, probably that's what you need, a tea charger. As you enjoy your tea, you can generate sustainable power, right? It sounds great, right? So you can use this kind of website to generate some question before they dive into their own invention activity. So here, this is the mind map. I use the HiTeach AI feature again. I asked HiTeach AI to generate a mind map based on the picture on the slide. So you can see here, this is the key charger. Let me show you one more time. And this is the mind map. Maybe it's easier for it. So he analyzed it into 5 categories. This is invented by a kid which is 10 years old. He or she's from UK. And the function of the T charger is use hot air to charge a phone, which sounds quite sustainable. And also you can turn how it works and the purpose and the benefits. So you actually can use it to generate anything. So let's just say if I choose another idea. So this is a great website. For example, if I like this one, it's about carpet, right? All right, so if I want the HiTeach to analyze this picture, I can screenshot it. And then I use AI feature. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to ask it to analyze the photo. And I have to make sure the data is in. So now it's not in, right? So I need to import the data first. Let me get it right. Okay, this is the photo, and I press on button, try it. Wait for a second, you know, sometimes you ask AI to generate something amazing, that would take time. So it will just, if you don't like it, you can regenerate one more time. Okay, so this is like something, okay. If you don't like it, you can ask it to generalize it again. I think I would expect more information about invention. Waiting for, okay, that's just simple mind map, that's okay. Maybe you can have your student to to expand the mind map. What is that about? And then how they were going to analyze this icon. So sometimes if you want to use AI, you have to think about maybe you want to produce some really good product, just like the previous one. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but apparently based on maybe this is not a really good blueprint for AI. Not for, maybe it's good for teacher, but AI eventually is not human being. They cannot understand the right away. But I like the invention here that I explained here. So you can do that anytime you want, and also you can use it to generate some question. For example, for the T chargers, I can generate a question such as, okay, let's go back to T charger. All right, and then I use AI feature to generate let's say guiding question. If we want a student to, maybe I should replace it. Okay. All right, T charger. So now I'm going to generate some questions. Let's just say, okay. Based on some questions like here, it says, based on the content of the image, design some guiding question for 5th graders, because I'm teaching 5th graders. And then I press the button, try it. And it will generate some short answer question for the student. It will take some time, I guess. All right, they are here. See, there are 3 simple questions. And then you are going to generate, we can generate the question. Oh, sorry, this is not a guiding question. This is multiple choices. So you can answer the questions as students. So back to the student slide, you probably are able to see the options. So after you look at the picture together, after you have a short discussion about it, this is the way to analyze, is it good or not? All right, so this is very important that every time you use different kind of multimedia materials, you have to make sure students do learn about that. And yes, thank you for answering the question. So you probably can guess what is it used for? What's the main purpose of the T charger? And then thank you for your answer. And then at the end, of course, you can see how many students get it right or wrong. We can get the right answer as they generate a question too. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. And then we can see the final answer. Okay, so the first answer is the correct one. All right. So if you got it wrong, the chart bar will turn red, and the green chart bar is the correct one. Okay, so of course we think, yeah, AI can generate multiple choices. ChatGPT can do that too. What's the difference? Yeah, but now when we think further, maybe we would think about, if we want to make sure all the students will get a feedback directly. Usually they get a feedback, the source they get a feedback from is the teacher, right? But what if the AI can generate some positive feedback to students? Now, sometimes AI is more patient than us. When we look at students' work, all we are thinking about is, that work sucks, but we cannot say it. We will say, okay, you did great job, but I want you to add something else. That's what we say to students, right? But AI robot, they can generate really positive feedback to students. So when we are asking students to do some work, like this is what I use, example answer. So what might someone want to use the T charger instead of a traditional charger? I would say it's more sustainable. And, it would say it's concise, but you can give me more elaborate answer, right? So now you can do the same thing too. Let's just say, okay, how about this? All right, why we can choose another question. All right, do you remember do I need to show you the invention one more time? You just have a quick look at it, okay? Okay, I know what to do. I just send it to you. I send a slide to you. So you will see it here, okay, on your right-hand side. Now back to my slide. Now I'm going to ask you the question. How does T charger heat to power a phone? So probably you can give me some answer, like a short answer. Okay, so now you can give me short answer here. And then I will use AI robot to give you some feedback. So you can try to do it, or I can show you what it probably will look like first. I have, for example, I get the scoring this is for like, if you, based on the student input, the AI will give student score, but I prefer not to. Do you know why? If you ask AI robot to give student score, no, score doesn't mean anything. It just shows like the level they reach. But we always want them to do more, right? So instead of giving them score only, I would prefer to do like to give them some positive feedback, like this one. You can tell them that their ability of spelling, grammar, and creativity. But most important, if use some simple language to give them some support, give them some feedback, and to support them to carry on. So it will be better if you give each student a positive feedback. Oh, I think you do great, but I think you can do more, and that will make your result better, something like that. So if you are doing this, you can use AI to analyze it and give the feedback to each student. So this is according, that's why we actually we can do in class. So go back here. This is something like, each student will get. This is the feedback the role AI will generate, but only the student, like individual student, will get their own feedback. It's not like the feedback from AI will be published and be seen by all the people. No, it's not that way. So you can tell, like, if I generate I generate an answer, the AI will give the student feedback, and only the student can see that feedback because it's quite private. Maybe the student want to do better, but they need some suggestion. Okay, so here I got, at the end of the class, we talk about so many things about invention and cultures. And I really want students to do something belong to themselves. This is the task I give to my student. I give them two options. One, you can do a research after the video chat. They are going to do a research about national invention. Or you think it's way too boring, you want to create something new, you can think about an invention that can solve the problem in your community. You don't need to create a real one. You don't need to create a prototype. You just need to design the blueprints. So this is what my student made. Okay, so you can see this is what my student made after they have all the feedbacks from HiTeach, and then they also have some further discussion with other, international peers around the world. They start to know if we want to do something special, they need to think about how to work on it. They will not just say, oh, this is bubble tea, this is the best that we can have. They want to make it better. So when the student, we have the second video chat. This is only for the first one, we just talk about invention. And between the first and second video chat, they have to make their photo journal, which is about the previous topic I just said. They have to do that before the second video chat. And then they bring this to us. So everything you see here are also in the Padlet. So you can see here, maybe I should have a better view for you to look at. This is made from the French school in Taipei. They make this bubble tea. They have, this is very interesting. Like the French school, the French student in Taipei, they also know bubble tea a lot. They study the history of bubble tea. And for Taipei student, we have a lot of feedback from from other international peer. And they also make introduction about night market. This is also very famous in Taiwan. But for the student from Taipei, Taiwan, they choose the second option, which how to make our bubble tea more efficient or special. So they use a lot of designs here. See? So everyone design different kind of straw. They know about Taiwan, and they start to think about maybe we should make straw from bamboo. So after all the interaction from HiTeach, students start to use their creativity and their critical thinking to think about how they will show their best parts to the international peer. Yeah, so here you can see everything's, and now I would like to show you something special, like what if I want student, okay, you can have, I think it's about time, like we can do some short writing because we have time. All right. Where is it? Sorry, I'm not going to put a question because it's a pop-up quiz. Okay. You're going to write a short paragraph about what kind of invention you want to make to solve a problem in your community, because I believe you can do better than my students. All right, so here we go. Let me repeat my question one more time. As students, if you got a chance, you are going to create an invention to solve a problem in your community. Okay, I want a short paragraph about what you can design. All right, I'm going to set a timer. I don't know, is it too short for you? But just like 1 minute. I want you to think about, let me repeat my question one more time. If you have the chance to design an invention that will solve a problem in your community, what would you invent and what kind of problem you might have? Okay, try to think about that. But if you want, you can decide you want to wait longer or you want to stop according to the button color. If you want to wait furthermore because you will see some of the button turn red, that means they have submit their answer. The difference between blue and red means, oh, I can know number 10, number 11. How do you know your number? Have you ever wondered about that? If this is your first time to know about HiTeach. In students' platform, students' device, they will see the number at the top, top left corner. Yeah, that's how you say. Top left corner, you will see a number. And that's your C number, where class number in HiTeach system. Okay, I think that's it. All right, so I'm gonna use AI. And this is what I'm gonna do. I got your data here. See, you probably cannot see it well, but this is the data you just submit, your answer. So I can try it. Let me see. Sorry, give me a second. No, I need to change it to text. Okay, good. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, here we go. So the AI prompt can be used for text or image. If I think the feedback is okay, so all of you got a feedback, right? So I'm going to send it to individual, just like what I say. No one will see your private feedback, only you. So when I send to individual, you probably have it now. Where is it? It will be on the right hand side. It's green, but it still give you score, right? So I think you cannot help it. I didn't ask you to give you score, did I? Yeah, I didn't ask it, but it still eventually give you score. Maybe I need to change my AI prompt later. Don't give student score, but maybe that's just like the something that setting has been decided in the system. So if you don't want to ask AI to give score, you can specifically put that in your prompt. So maybe the AI will not give student score. But usually I ask student to do some writing assignment. If that's for a certain kind of purpose, yeah, score could help sometimes. But if it's for creativity, I don't think it's necessary to give student score for their writing. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, people always worry about air pollution. I got it. So you all got your feedback, right? So for those who have submitted your answers, you're sure writing about invention. Do you think the feedback is good? Give me a thumb up if you think the feedback is good, okay? What do you think about the feedback? The one who have submitted their answer. What do you think about the feedback? Do you think it's positive? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, just like what I say, teachers, sometimes we're running out of patience. But AI can always be there supporting students. We are human beings, but AI is not. So he can do something like superhumans, much better than us. All right, last but not least, after a class, sometimes we need to review what we have done in class, right? So we probably will use some data to analyze the performance of student and teacher. And furthermore, we will use the data to improve our next class. So this is AI Socrates system. You know who he is, right? This is the system where we'll evaluate students' performance and the strategies that teacher use in class. So there are many words. So overall, it's like an evaluation report. Maybe the principal will like it because they want to know how the teacher conduct his or her lesson and how well the student can perceive from the contents of the lesson. So this is like, you can see the charts. They can indicate, you can take it as a reference. Don't, some teacher complain, oh, I only got like 70 points. Is it too bad? I said, don't worry. Every time we will not use all the tool in one single class. It will be way too crazy if you are going to use all the tool on the right hand side. I don't think it's effective. Do you agree with that? As a teacher, I used HiTeach for more than 10 years. Sometimes I only use some like transparent mode if I need to introduce the website. Sometimes I will use AI because I want students to generate a mind map to analyze their content, but I don't use all the tools in one single class. But if you are going to demonstrate your class to all the teacher, your colleague in school, definitely you need to show the more feature, the possible, right? But this is just for the reference. If you only got 70, you got, I think, 90 is like impossible for me. I only get average 80 per class, even though I use a lot of feature in HiTeach. But this is a reference. And also you can see other charts, you can see the student, the teacher, when they use what kind of feature, maybe it's a little bit blurry to you, but you can see all the tiny dots means when the teacher used what kind of features of HiTeach. And then maybe after class, the principal will talk to the teacher. Well, I think what you did great in class, and they can talk about that part specifically, right? So this is all for improving teachers' teaching and student learning. It's not personal. This is always for the principal. He wants to train the new teacher. He wants to, or she wants to know, okay, does the new teacher know how to, make the whole class, active and then can enjoy the class? They need to know that from the information of the system.